Hello, welcome. It is hump day. I can't believe we're already halfway through this week, which, by the way, has it been the longest week ever for anyone else? I am Daniela Beta, and I'm going to be doing some makeup for you guys tonight. I always teach tips and tricks that you can use with any makeup. My favorite makeup is Saint. I am an artist with Saint Beauty. I've been with Saint for a little bit over a year. It is I used to be the girl who would go to Sephora and drop hundreds of dollars on makeup repeatedly several times throughout the year, looking for something that I wasn't finding. I wanted something that was going to make my skin look flawless, make me look younger, and I just wasn't finding what I wanted until I found Saint. And all of a sudden, it was the gates opened and the angels were singing, saying, hello, you found your thing. I'm going to start by prepping my skin. I haven't moisturized yet. I'm just using Palmafer's Nourish. It has new packaging now. It used to be called the Nourishing Facial Moisturizer. Now it's just called Nourish. It smells so good. Pretty much everything by Palmafer smells amazing. This lotion in particular smells very citrusy and light. Just kind of wakes me up. I'm going to put my hair back a little because it is falling in my face. When you get in, just hop on and say where you are watching from. If you're new around here, I use the Saint All-in-One Compact Makeup. These are my foundations and concealers, my contour and my bronzers, my blushes and lipsticks, and my eyeshadows. I did bust out I just didn't swap them out, but I have more eyeshadows in here. And I'm just trying to think of what kind of look I want to do tonight. This is not a color I would usually wear. I did get this sweater. I think they're sold out now from Sand and Charcoal a couple of months ago. So, I don't know. It was new and different for me. I'm not very adventurous in fashion. If you are a fan of General Hospital, you know that Steve Burton's character, Jason Morgan, he's known for only wearing a black t-shirt. Sometimes I feel like the female homeschool mom version of Jason Morgan. I just wear a lot of black t-shirts. So with that said, I am going to start doing a little makeup. And the first thing I'm going to do, I've been doing this lately and I kind of love it, is taking a little of this color called Mango to color correct some of my age spots first before I really begin. So that's what I'm doing here. Tiniest bit of makeup, and I'm just putting it kind of on the darkest points. And then I'm going to flip over to my contour brush, and I'm going to go into my contour color. This is called Indigo, and I'm going to start just hugging my cheekbone. Hey girl, how are you? So I, just like that, am sculpting my face with contour. If you guys have not tried contour because you're scared because it looks dark, you have to try it. I'm telling you, it spanks for the face. You will thank me when you try contour. It's going to slim your face. It's going to make you look, first of all, just more put together, not just slimmer. It's going to add life to your face. You don't want to look like a chicken nugget. We're over chicken nugget faces. We're done with those. We don't want to be flat and one-dimensional. So we're going to sculpt our jaw, starting here by the ear and coming forward. From the ear again and coming forward. Now for the chin, if you have any kind of double chin, most of us have it to some degree, especially as we get older. You're going to go behind that dip and start there and push back. And then you'll just take whatever contour you have and drag it down your neck. Easy breezy, lemon squeezy. Just gonna go up into my hairline a little. Okay. Then I'm gonna take my handy dandy 3D brush. If you're a beginner, I highly recommend getting this brush. So if you go on the website and color match yourself with the collections, this is the brush it comes with. If you get a custom color match from me, I'm still going to recommend this brush. It is like hands down the easiest brush for beginners. So I'm going into my camo color, which is Sandy. And you guys watch, just watch the magic. You see all of the hyperpigmentation and melasma now. Watch how smooth and creamy it all comes together with the littlest amount of product. And what I'm doing right now is taking my darkest color and applying it to my darkest places. This makeup is so easy. You don't have to do much more than paint by number. So you're looking for darkest places on your face. That's where you're placing your darkest of the 3 highlights, okay? Now we're going to the lightest one. I only put the lightest one in a couple key places. Right here in the inner corner, outer corner, inner corner, outer corner. This is the color we refer to as pop. Now your pop is super light and you want to be careful of where you put that light color because you don't want to exaggerate fine lines and wrinkles. I'll also put a little, usually with a smaller brush, right at my Cupid's bow. Just like right there. When I blend it all out, it will start making more sense. Okay, so the last color in my palette that we're going to use for foundation is my bridge color. So I'm using a color called June. And I'm basically just going to place June lightly wherever I don't already have color. Like that. I'm going to do a little under my eye right there. If you have a lot of texture under your eyes, like a lot of wrinkles or fine lines, I would stay away from it and just use whatever foundations on the rest of your face and blend. Otherwise, you can go ahead and just put a little. Remember, we're doing little amounts of makeup. And when I go into my palette, I'm not swiping, I'm tapping. That's going to ensure that I get the smallest amount of makeup. Now, whatever's left on my brush, I'm just going to kind of wipe over my lids to prime them for shadow. And while we've been talking, this makeup's been heating up on my face. I'm going to go ahead and do some blush. And I think I'm going to go... I'm going to go with this color called Dahlia. It's pretty bright. What do you think? I'm also going to add, okay, so see how I have a little bit of redness here? I'm going to kind of put a couple dots of Dahlia up here. And what that's going to do is kind of blend it all together. Okay? So it looks a little bit scary right now, but we're going to blend it and it's going to look beautiful. We can even at this point do some bronzer. So I think I'm going to use some of this, which is called Heat Waves, and just kind of tap it at some of the higher points, kind of give me like a more bronzy glow. And right here. How am I looking? Is that looking pretty? All right, I'm going to go into my blush and bronzer brush now. And I just realized I forgot to do my nose at all. Okay, let me just real quick put a little bit of my bridge color on my nose. I'll contour it after, but I'm gonna just go in with the smaller end. And I just really, gosh, I forgot my chin too. Hold on. Okay. Done. Colors placed. And now I'm just gonna start with the lighter sections. I'm not gonna do like the blushy areas or the bronzy areas yet. Just the lighter ones. Go down my forehead. And then for the inner right here, for the inner corner, just kind of blend it down a little. Oop, I still had some heat waves up there. Hold on. Cream is so easy. You guys, look. I just had a big daub of it there and it's gone. Okay. You cannot mess this up. Anybody can do it. Anybody can take it from looking like a clown to looking so pretty. See how pretty it blends? And my skin is just starting to look like really buttery, really creamy. If you're like me, you might be wondering where all that hyperpigmentation went. Oh, I love Dahlia too. It's like one of my favorites. I always recommend my clients who have like red in their chest and in their neck to get Dahlia because it does kind of lend itself to bringing the chest and the neck together. You see how pretty that's all blending? Look at that. It was so easy too. So I am just going to run a little bit of my bronzer just down my neck where it's really pale with my big brush. And then go in for one more quick blend. The other thing you could do is you can take your beauty blender. You want it damp and not wet. Mine's still a little wet. So let me show you what you do. You just take a paper towel and just kind of squeeze it. You want it to feel cold. You don't want it to ever feel wet. If it's wet, it's going to pull your makeup off. If it's dry, it's just not going to blend it as much. But if it's just like cold feeling, you can push it into your skin and it will pick up any makeup that's like extra and left over. And it's going to give you that second skin-like finish. Okay. Contouring the nose. So contouring the nose does not have to be scary. I like to use this brush. It's called the Detail Brush. It is made for nose contouring. You're basically, if you're a crafter at all, you're just going to stamp like so. And you're going to put two lines close together. And blend. And you're going to blend up into your brow because you want to look connected. Now I'm using Indigo Contour, which has a little bit more red in it, and it's one of our darker contours. I will match you to your perfect contour, or again, you can go directly to my website now. And if you go under collections, it's going to tell you what shades would be perfect for your skin. You're just going to look at a picture. There's a collection of pictures. You're going to see out of the 4 people, or out of all the collections, there's sets of 4, right? You're going to see which set of 4 you land in and you look the most like. For reference, I can go anywhere, depending on the day, I can be anywhere from a 3 to a 6, depending on how much sun I've had. So, and that's, a lot of that is because of my melasma. And when my melasma gets darker, I will bump up a couple. Sorry, I have an itch in my throat. If you have melasma, go ahead and send me a DM or go to my color match form. It's listed in the description above, and I'll take a look at your photo and we will find the perfect colors for you. I'm telling you, nothing works better for sun damage and melasma than cream makeup. Your minds will be blown. I've been trained to kind of match and deal with issues that come up, especially melasma. I have a lot of freckles, I have a lot of melasma, so I know how to deal with them. I'm just overlining my lips. Indigo, even if you don't use it as your color, you should as your contour color, you need to have it in your compact because it is the best lip liner ever. And don't be scared because we just blend. Just like that. I'll figure out my actual lip color once I get my eyes done. And I'll get my eyes done as soon as I find my eyebrow brush. Okay, here we go. I want to show you guys the easiest way to do your brows. Start by just brushing them up. You may have a crazy brow like I do on this side. I'll show you how to work with it. You're going to take an eyeshadow. I recommend either Trust, Oak, or Basic. Trust, definitely if you're a brunette. Oak or Basic if you are a blonde or a redhead. Or even Oak if you're a brunette and you really don't want a darker brow. If you just want a very light brow. Okay, so I just have a little bit on my brush. I'm going to start right here at the inner corner on the bottom. And just draw basically a baseline. So this is just going to make it nice and crisp. That's all we're doing. It's just a baseline. Then I'm going to take a little more product and I'm going to go up here. I'm skipping right into the arch because that's where I want the most product. That's where I want it to be the darkest. That's where I want the work to go into. And I'm just kind of filling it in and then feathering it out through the tail. And I'm bringing the tail out, not down, but out. And then once I have the color deposited mostly out here, then I'll start working towards the center or the front. And I'll take and drag what I have in that baseline and drag it up with brush-like strokes. And before I add any more product at this point, I brush through and see what I got going. Because I like a brow that's a little bit softer in the front and a little bit stronger towards the end. Same thing on this side. Now everybody has one good brow and one not so fabulous brow. That's me. This brow and this eye, I think because I sleep on this side of my face, give me the most trouble. And I can't see as well on this side. So I'm going to grab another mirror. And I'm just doing my baseline. Making sure I don't come down too low. A little more product. Going up into the arch. So I have almost like no arch at the top on this side. So I'm drawing one. Creating it and dragging through the tail. And feathering up. Like so. Give it a good brushy brush. I'm going to show you how you can clean up around your brows too a little bit. I don't like the full-on like like harsh look of a brow cleanup, but I do like a little. So I just go back to that multitasker brush I used to line my lips. I clean off any contour. And I like to take my lightest color, my pop color, which for me is linen, and I just trace under that baseline I drew with a little cream. Same right here. The smallest amount. And then I just kind of blend. I don't go up into the brow, just kind of blend it out to the side. And you see how much that like cleans it up. You can go up here if you want. I don't usually because I work so hard on my arch. But you can do that as well. And then just make sure you reposition your brow if it falls. Like that. I could totally be done here, but I wanted to do just a little bit of eyeshadow. And I should have been thinking about what I was going to do, but I wasn't. So I think I'm going to do, I don't know. I guess we'll figure it out together. So I'm going to go in with a little bit of this color called Pup. And I'm going to kind of take this all over. And under. If you don't have Pup, I recommend having at least one of the following. Pup, Stay Golden, or Valencia. I feel like those are the best base colors or transition colors, whatever you call it, to get your eye look started. So it kind of does a powder coat on your lashes if you want to. It sets any primer or highlight and creates a good even base for your eyeshadows to go on to. And again, I can stop here. I could stop at any point and it's still gonna look put together once I put on my lipstick. Let's see, what color is this? Basic. I think I'm gonna go into this color right here. I don't use it often, called Labyrinth. And I'm gonna switch brushes, I think. I'm gonna clean it off on my handy little eyeshadow tile. I'm gonna go in with the smudgy brush, and I'm just going to kind of stamp it in the outer corner, like a little V, like so, and then maybe a little under. Whoa, not that much under. Okay, you guys, I want to show you how cool cream makeup is. Ready? I must have had some leftover highlight. Try doing that with your concealer. See if it works. But see how it's just giving like a smoky edge? And again, this color is called Labyrinth. I used Pup. And Labyrinth. I'm gonna go back to my other little fluffier brush and just kind of blend and then drag some through the crease. And I'll clean up this outer corner. You know what I thought would be really funny? If I did a tutorial where I'm doing it without my contacts even in, seeing how much I actually get on my eye. Okay, I'm gonna go in with this color right here. It is called Everest, I believe. You can tell that I'm mostly like a warm toned kind of girl. I'm gonna fix this too. I have a spot of melasma on each of my eyes in about the same space. So whenever I use a new color, it takes me a hot minute to figure out how it's gonna act on that melasma. Okay, so I'm taking Everest on my index finger and I am just adding it to the lid. It's kind of like a muted gray. Can you see that? And then for my inner corner, I think I'm gonna do this color called Aries. Like that. Just to kind of lighten it and brighten it up again. Like that. And just kind of dab under where I used my brush to correct. And I'm wondering if I want a little more on my cheeks. Let's see. Maybe not that much, but I'm so not used to wearing a beigey color. Swoop, you can make that line so crisp again. Okay, and then for my lips, I'm actually gonna take Dahlia. But then some Saint Tropez, and then some Boardwalk. Like that. I'm trying to decide if I love my eyeshadow. I have so many clients who love the cooler tones like this. But for me, I really love a good warm orangey tone. I'm just taking whatever's left on my brush of that Labyrinth color and bringing it more into that crease. And then I have 2 more steps. That is the wrong one. I'm gonna take some of this Saint No. 5. This is our solid perfume, but it's also a highlighter. It's a rose gold. I'm gonna take some. See how it just adds like that really pretty sheen? And it smells so good. No. 5 smells like summer. That's the best way to to me, it's my favorite. I'm gonna take a little up my nose. Cupid's bow. All right. I do have a trick that I teach you at the end of almost every one of my lives. I like to take my translucent powder, which is also in my compact. It's called Vanilla Dust. Translucent, there's no color. Try this with the powder you love. Just make sure there's no color. And I just pat lightly under my eye. And you'll see it kind of smooths out the under eye. and takes away any, well, not the entire trough, but it takes some of the trough or the dip away, the divot under our eye. Like, best trick ever. I do my 11s. I don't get Botox. So this is what I do. I do my upper lip. I am an ex-smoker, so I do have fine lines around my lip. And then I always do my chin a little, just because I feel like my chin is where I get the most wear, so that's where I will do it. And then you can always take your Saint Stay Spray, or whatever your favorite setting spray is. You use what you have and what you like. I like Saints because it is dewy. I also like Charlotte Tilbury, and I tend to use Charlotte Tilbury more when I'm doing like a demi look or when I want to look super matte. Okay, you guys, I'm done. That is like my take on, I guess, a beigey gray eye. So the colors I used again are Pup. I just used 3 colors. So Pup was all over. I used Labyrinth in the crease and Everest on my lids. On my cheeks, I have Dahlia. And then I did cheat and put a little tiny bit of Tropicana on top, because you guys know that orange will help anybody with like melasma and freckles on their cheeks. It kind of takes it out. And I like to mix my Tropicana, or my, not Tropicana, Saint-Tropez or Frenchie with a pink, because it gives like that same pink cheek I love, but then the orange will take those spots out. And then on my lips, I have Dahlia topped with Saint-Tropez, topped with Boardwalk. All right, you guys, I hope you have a great day, and I will see you again this weekend. Bye.